The Boy and the Golden Compass, a journey to the kingdom of God. Once, in a village between hills and a whispering forest, lived a young boy named Ronnie. Ronnie was a bright-eyed adventurer with a heart full of curiosity, but he had one small problem. He was a world-class worrier. Every morning, while the sun painted the sky in shades of peach and gold, Ronnie would sit on his porch and fret. What if I run out of wood for my toy carvings, he would wonder. What if the harvest is small and there aren't enough Honeycrisp apples for the winter? What if my shoes wear out before I find the hidden waterfall? His mind was like a crowded marketplace, filled with what-ifs and not-enoughs. One afternoon, Ronnie visited his grandmother, a woman whose face was a map of kind wrinkles and whose eyes sparkled like the first star of evening. She was sitting in her favorite armchair, a heavy leather-bound book resting on her lap. "Grandma," he sighed, sitting at her feet, "how do you stay so calm? I feel like I'm always chasing after things. More toys, better snacks, newer boots. But the more I chase them, the more I worry I won't have them." Grandmother smiled, her voice like a warm cup of cocoa. "Ronnie, you are looking at the world upside down. You are trying to build the roof of a house before you have laid the foundation. Listen to these words. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." Ronnie tilted his head. "The kingdom? Is it a place with golden walls and tall towers?" "It's better than that," she whispered. "The kingdom is where God is king. It's a place of love, kindness, and peace that lives inside your heart and shows in how you treat the world. When you make that your first priority, loving others, being honest, and trusting God, he takes care of the rest. He's the great provider, Ronnie. He knows you need shoes and apples, but he wants you to find the treasure first." To help him understand, Grandmother gave him an old brass compass. It didn't point north. Instead, the needle was shaped like a tiny, glowing crown. "This is the kingdom compass," she said. "It only moves when you choose kindness over greed or peace over worry. Follow it and see what happens." The test of the path. The next day, Ronnie set out for the great meadow. He had been saving up his gold coins to buy a beautiful hand-painted wooden boat from the toy maker. He had just enough, and he was sprinting toward the market, clutching his pouch tightly. Suddenly, the kingdom compass in his pocket began to hum. Ronnie pulled it out. The needle wasn't pointing toward the market. It was pointing toward the old bridge. Ronnie hesitated. "But the toy maker might close. I need that boat." He looked at the compass. "Seek the kingdom first," he remembered. He turned and followed the needle to the bridge. There, he found his friend Mia. She was crying because she had dropped her basket of fresh eggs and they were all broken. These were the eggs her family needed to sell to buy bread. Ronnie looked at his pouch of gold. If he gave her the money, the boat would be gone. He felt a tug of worry. But what about my boat? Then he looked at Mia's sad face. He thought about the kingdom, about love and helping others. He reached into his pocket, handed Mia his gold coins, and helped her clean up. "Here, Mia, take this for the bread." Mia's eyes widened. "Oh, Ronnie, thank you. You've saved our dinner." As she ran home waving happily, Ronnie felt a strange warmth in his chest. It felt better than any wooden boat. Interestingly, the kingdom compass began to glow a bright, cheerful blue. The mystery of the meadow. Ronnie continued his walk, now empty-handed but strangely light-hearted. As he reached the meadow, he saw a group of older boys picking the rare silver berries that grew only once a year. Ronnie loved those berries. They were the sweetest treat in the land. "Hey, Ronnie," one boy shouted, "hurry up! If we pick them all now, we can keep them for ourselves and not share with the little kids." Ronnie reached for a branch, but the compass needle swung sharply away from the berries and toward the village park where the younger children were playing. Ronnie sighed. "I should share," he muttered. He turned to the older boys. "We should leave some for the others, guys. That's what's fair." The older boys laughed and kept picking. Ronnie felt a pang of missing out, but he stuck to his choice. He went to the park and spent the afternoon teaching the younger kids how to play tag, sharing his dresses and water bottle, and making them laugh. He sought righteousness, doing what was right, instead of seeking the berries for himself. By the time the sun began to set, Ronnie was tired and hungry. He started walking home thinking, "I don't have my gold, I don't have the boat, and I didn't get any silver berries. I followed the kingdom, but I have nothing left." But as he approached his house, he was surprised. The toy maker was there, holding the hand-painted wooden boat. "Ronnie," he called out, "Mia's father told me what you did. He was so moved by your kindness that he brought me a crate of fine timber in exchange for this boat, just for you." He handed Ronnie the beautiful vessel. Then the younger children from the park ran up, holding a giant basket. "Ronnie, look!" When the older boys went home, they dropped their bags because they were too full. "We found the rest of the berries and saved the biggest ones for you because you played with us." Finally, his grandmother stepped onto the porch, holding a new pair of sturdy leather boots. The cobbler had an extra pair he wanted to give away to someone with a golden heart, she smiled. Ronnie stood there, holding his boat, eating a sweet berry and wearing his new boots. He realized that when he stopped worrying about me, and started focusing on God's way, everything he needed found its way to him in the most beautiful, unexpected ways. The kingdom compass in his pocket turned into a solid gold coin, a reminder that the greatest treasure isn't what we gather, but who we become when we put God first. From then on, Ronnie never worried again. He knew that as long as he sought the kingdom of God, the king would always take care of his child.